Welcome to Greyhound View. Later in the programme we'll take a look behind the scenes at Newpark Stud with Sean and Anne Burke, as well as the semi-finals of the Euro Off-Track 600. But first, how did the Irish contenders do in the opening heats of the English Derby? We join Michael Fortune.
From an Irish viewpoint, the William Hill English Derby didn't get off to the best of starts of the weekend. Our major fancy was Rutland Budgie, a tricky Trap 2 draw in Heat 14 on Friday, where Leonard Kinsella's Wish Kid was also a runner from Trap 4. But supporters of the Budgie knew their fate pretty early. Unfortunately, Rutland Budgie was lame afterwards and veterinary reports are awaited. But Wish Kid did make it through. Trainer Paul Hennessy, though, had better luck with Fast Fit Spikita running from Trap 6 in Heat 8. The highlight of the Friday action was the appearance of Santa Vita in Heat 4. Trained by Owen McKenna over here earlier in the season, he had given Price's Rebel that great run in the final of the Scottish Derby. He was running from Trap 4.
That's it, away we go in early stage. 4 shows over the middle of the track at 6. Also pulled on the wide outside on the run to that first turn though. It's track 4, Santa Vita. Herbert at the head of affairs. Put a commanding lead, quickly strides clear down the back straight. This is a class performance to the third end. Santa Vita some 5 to 6 lengths clear, if not further, extending the lead. 3-4 return, that one holds second this stage. But as they turn the last bit, it's all about one Greyhound. Track 4, Santa Vita, a class win, 3 seconds. Looks like 6.
A flying 28.77 run from Santa Vita, the best time of the round. But how did his Scottish Derby conqueror Price's Rebel fare? He was running in the white jacket in Heat 19. At least Price's Rebel qualified for the next round. But what of the history-seeking Rapid Ranger, winner of the Derby for the last 2 years and bidding for a special place in the history books? Charlie Lister was trying to bring him back after a long, long absence. He was running from Trap 1. A great training performance by Charlie Lister, who of course also trains Santa Vita. There was big Irish interest as well in the 2 former Jerry Melia trained runners, Flashing Moment and Fact File. First, let's look at Flashing Moment running from Trap 4. A mighty performance that, and I'm sure owners Martin Small and Mick O'Donnell were well pleased. But how did Fact File run? He was going from Trap 3. Overall, the English Derby first round had its usual quota of shocks. Santa Vita is the new favourite and a deserving one. But the Irish are still in there. You'd never know. Here's hoping.
The 2001 Marathon Greyhound of the Year, Making Merry, ran her final race at Waterford last Tuesday night and will now take her place in the breeding paddocks. We take a look back at a few of her greatest moments.
Trendy Pico up to the second last corner, Making Merry. Trendy Pico staying with her well, but around the second last corner now, and Making Merry really starting to wind it down. Around in second place is Trendy Pico. Frosty Rose making up a lot of ground in third, but Making Merry wins it. The sixpence shootout queen.
Down the back straight and last Penny Lady. She doesn't look to be holding the challenge of number 4, Making Merry, and Making Merry glides through the inside before the fifth corner. Away she'll go from here. In second spot, last Penny Lady. Back in third, Raheem Treasure making a bit of ground, but around the final corner, and Making Merry really is running away from them here. She's really confirmed herself as the top stayer in Ireland.
And off the final turn here, it's going to be pretty close, and it's Making Merry that goes through to win it.
In the picturesque Golden Vale of County Tipperary, Sean and Anne Burke set up the highly successful Newpark Stud. We asked Sean how he first got started in the business.
I was racing manager in Clonmel for a couple of years back in the 80s, the end of the 70s, and I took up training for a couple of years after that. The Dog and English Derby final, game ball. The following year, Whisper Wishes won the Derby, and I was very friendly with Charlie Kyle, so I got Whisper Wishes, and Patsy Byrne got involved. So we've been involved ever since. At that particular time, the racing game wasn't a very profitable one, and it's so much different now. But we started off with the stud business, got 2 or 3 stud dogs. Whisper Wishes was probably the best one we'd ever hoped to start with. And then we had a couple of more, Skellig's Tiger and Lassie Java. But it was very difficult to get the good stud dogs down the years. And with not having facilities, we decided to build state-of-the-art facilities here. Our business is based on fertility rates. The breeder, when he's mating bitches, he wants pups. So we aim to get him pups as much as possible. We have a service where we collect the bitches around the country. We keep them for a week. We like to have them in a week before, and we breed them and keep them a couple of days afterwards.
When the bitches come in, we start our testing procedure. The first thing we do is do the cytology test. We take a swab of the bitch and put it on the microscope, and we document it, and it's put into our database for future reference. Then we do the culture test. Now the culture test is to determine whether the bitch has infection or not. That's incubated for 48 hours, and after that we proceed with the blood test. We blood test every 48 hours until the bitch is ready for mating. The blood test determines her progesterone levels. When the level is right, that's when we mate. We mate all our bitches by AI for various reasons. One of the reasons is it eliminates all infection in dog and bitch. It's much safer for the bitch, and our success rate is extremely high with it, so we will continue to do it that way.
A lot of the problems we have is the breeders suppressing their bitches with a large amount of suppressants, which is commonly known as the pill, in order to raise their bitches. Over a period of time, they may miss once or twice, or they may become barren, and it makes our life a little bit more difficult. As well as the stud kennel here, we breed about 10 or 12 bitches every year, and we keep about 30-40 pups. The pups are looked after by my son Stephen, who also helps us with the stud business. And what we try to do as well is we try to breed a dog that possibly someday might make a stud dog. And we brought bitches in from Australia, and we have bred them to some of our Irish dogs. One particular litter, Cool Performance, out of Ambrizette, and she was Malawi Prince out of Centre Fire, who was the dam of Lighter Fire, a top stud dog in Australia. So the breeding is top class. There's 6 of the litter. These are 2 of the pups, and they're about 7 or 8 months old. Also we have Carlton Bale pups out of Mustang Starsky. I really like these pups. They're best pups we ever had here. They've got fantastic temperament. Carlton Bale was a head honcho dog that we brought from Australia. He was probably one of the fastest dogs in Australia, but never won any of the big stakes. And the way Top Honcho is breeding here, I think this fellow could probably breed him as good. He's got super lines, and his brother won the Derby. We're very happy at the moment with the type of stud dog we have. I think we have a great quality dog. We have a mixture of Irish and Australian, and we have one American bred dog. The main aim of getting stud dogs started is to get a dog proven, and we have probably 6 dogs proven at the moment. The latest one is Frisbee Flashin', who won over 100,000 himself and was a great dog. He won the Millennium. And he's had a super start with 2 of his top pups. Flashing Moment is won a fancy for the English Derby, and of course Mustang Buster was the finalist in the Produce Stakes. We have quality of Sparrow Nikita, who's the father of Late Late Show, who's doing fantastic work for the industry at the moment. Mustang Jack is our oldest dog. He's 9 years old now, and he bred Good Performance to win the Derby last year, and upset a lot of people when he beat the Late Late Show. Our 2 busiest dogs are 2 Australian dogs, Smooth Rumble and Roanoke. Smooth Rumble is the sire of Mega Delight, who just won the Cesarewitch a couple of weeks back. We have an American bred dog, Mustang Yank, a dog who never raced, who I think could be the next sire for all these Australians. He'll be a total outcross, and I feel that he could be, for the few bitches he got, I think he could be a sire to look out for next year. The owners are really happy the way we look after them, and their pride and joy, so they like to see them having a fulfilled life.
What's Sean's opinion on the future of Irish bloodlines?
Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to lose our Irish bloodlines in the world market unless the legislation comes in for the frozen semen. Now, I'm told it's supposed to be finalised in the next month or 2. The way I see it is that the frozen semen will be accepted in Australia and America of our top sires, and that will keep the Irish breeding going. Otherwise, we have the Australian dogs here who are breeding to other Australian dogs here, and our Irish bloodlines are going to be depleted.
Join us in part 2 for the semi-finals of the Euro Off-Track 600.
Well, a very big crowd here for the semi-finals of the Euro Off-Track 600. But what is Euro Off-Track all about? What's the concept of it? Who better to ask than Pat Flanagan of Euro Off-Track. Pat, tell us exactly how this operates.
Well, basically, Michael, Euro Off-Track is a method of globalising tote wagering. It's an ability to place a bet from anywhere in the world that arrives back at the track where the race is taking place. So, for example, tonight at Shelbourne Park, somebody can come onto our website, place a bet on the website, and the bet will find its way back into the tote at Shelbourne Park.
And also there's another element to it as well, the American end of things.
There is. We hope very shortly to be sending the pictures out to America, and then all the tracks in America that will show the Greyhound racing from Ireland, people at the track can place cash wagering at that track, and again the tote bets will come back to Shelbourne Park.
And I believe you're giving us a little offer on our programme.
We are, next week in the final, and hopefully it'll be a great final. We're going to give you £200 free bet to put on the tote system to wager of your choice for charity.
Well, Pat, computer's not quite my thing. I think I'll get Ian to place that bet.
Okay, fine.
The semi-finals of the Euro Off-Track 600. The big name is Late Late Show. Can he keep his winning ways going? His trainer Paul Hennessy has 3 other runners. Francis O'Donnell has 2 powerful entries. Let's see how they got on. The first semi-final of the Euro Off-Track 600, and in trap 1 we have Word of God, owned by Alicia Swaffield from England, trained by Francis O'Donnell, a son of Vintage Prince and Batty Spirit, well drawn in 1 and goes up strongly to the bend. Number 2 is Manic Street, owned by Pat Grimes from Dublin, trained by Tommy White, a son of Vintage Prince and Tullig Mouse. Mightn't keep pace with him to the corner, but this fellow stays very strongly. Trap 3 is vacant, and so in 4 we have Heliska Vienna, owned by Philip Brown from Scotland, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Smooth Rumble and Daly's Heartthrob. A very consistent performer, ran up the Cesarewitch at Mullingar, sure to put in a big run. Number 5, Moving Customer, owned by Seamus Murphy from Balbriggan, trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Always Good and Good Customer. Likely to be last early on, but what a finisher. He'll be flying home. And number 6, sure to be strongly fancied, Top of the Best, owned by Sandra Raleigh from Kildare, trained by Fraser Black, son of Top Honcho and Penny's Model, ideally drawn, goes up well, and a strong stare. So we come to the first semi-final of the Euro off-track 600. The hare coming up behind the traps. And they're off, and it's number 6, Fast Away, Top of the Best on the outside. Number 4, Heliska Vienna, going up strongly and leading to the bend. It's Heliska Vienna into the bend, in front of number 6, Top of the Best in second. Number 2, Manic Street is third, and Moving Customer in his normal position at the rear. But down the back, it's number 4, Heliska Vienna. This is a strong stare. In front from number 6, Top of the Best. Number 2 is next, Manic Street, and 1, Word of God. Moving Customer just beginning to make his move. Final bend, and it's number 4, Heliska Vienna, by 2 lengths from Top of the Best. And now Moving Customer starts to unleash his run. Up the straight, Heliska Vienna being challenged by number 6, Top of the Best. He gets up, and number 5, Moving Customer, comes like an express, but it looks as if it's 6, 5 and 4 on the line in this opening semi-final. The result of the first semi-final, the winner number 6, Top of the Best, second number 5, Moving Customer, and third number 4, Heliska Vienna, the time 32:76. Well, we've seen Top of the Best win a thriller in the first semi-final, and now we come to the second semi-final of the Euro off-track 600. In Trap 1, Ockram's First, trained by Jerry Melia for Richie and DJ O'Brien from Cork, a son of Beaming Supreme and Aries Rose, a dog with really good early pace and will sure to be up there with it. Number 2, this is the other real early pacer of the race. He loves the inside, Simply Supreme, owned by Charlie Nolan from Carlow and trained by Paul Hennessy, a son of Beaming Supreme and Aries Rose. In 3 will be Drumsna Manor, owned by Pauline Quinn from Louth, trained by her husband Pat, the son of Trade Official and Drumsna Beauty, the rank outsider of the entire semi-final lineup. A good stare though. Number 4, Couch Trip, good semi-final winner, trained by Dolores Ruth for Renate Bile from Germany, a son of Some Picture and Live Lioness, can come away well and is a very strong stare. And number 5, the Late Late Show himself, owned by Pat Kenny from Dublin, trained by Paul Hennessy, son of Spiral Nikita and Ullud Sidetrade, this flying finisher who, well, he'll be up with the pace probably tonight, a remarkable greyhound. Number 6, Mount Taylor Walk, owned by Francis O'Donnell from Tipperary and trained by Francis, a son of Boyne Walk and the Other Joy, well drawn on the outside, not the best early on, but flies home. And so we come to the second semi-final. The hare coming just up behind the traps now. Ready for the off, and away they go, and Late Show not too well away, and it's Couch Trip leading up, but Late Late is getting a great run up the middle as number 2 on the inside, Simply Supreme in second. Late Late Show is in, he gets a bump there and he's third into the back straight. It's Couch Trip, that's number 4 in front from 2, Simply Supreme, and here comes Late Late Show, changing gear and racing past him halfway down the back. It's Late Late Show gone on by a few lengths from number 2, Simply Supreme. Number 4, Couch Trip is third, and then number 6, Mount Taylor Walk. Final bend, and it's Late Late Show out on his own, running wide, but number 2, Simply Supreme, still second, being challenged by Mount Taylor Walk for second. It's going to be close. It's Late Late Show winning handy from number 6, Mount Taylor Walk in second, and Couch Trip is third. The result of the second semi-final, the winner, Late Late Show, second, number 6, Mount Taylor Walk, and third, number 4, Couch Trip, the time of 32:70.
The trap draw for the final of the Euro off-track was made by Pat Flanagan. The draw is as follows. Trap 1, Moving Customer. Trap 2, Couch Trip. Trap 3, Heliska Vienna. Trap 4, Mount Taylor Walk. Trap 5, Late Late Show. Trap 6, Top of the Best.
Paul, 3-2 is the final. Must be delighted.
Yeah, very pleased. 304 ain't bad. If we can fill a few of the first 3 placings, we'll be very pleased.
Late in the black and amber.
Yeah, goes together very well. He's in good old form and he's well himself. There's nothing in the clock really between a good few of them. And, he'll want to come out better than he did tonight, but he is capable of coming away better than that. And we'll keep the fingers crossed.
He's surely one of the smartest dogs you've ever trained.
Unbelievable. He defies the laws of gravity, thanks be to God. He was in an awful position going to that first bend tonight. And in a matter of maybe 8 strides, he had himself in a great position. And with 4 more, he was gone to the front. I mean, it just defies logic. It's wonderful to watch him.
Moving Customer in 1. You're not really worried about the trap draw?
Not really. He's after getting better. His old shoulders are stronger than what they used to be. He's not running as wide in the bends as he was before. And he started off as a raider, funny enough. It's just that his old shoulders were so loose that he used to drift off the corners. But he'll be last up anyway, so I mean, it's the shortest way around for him.
And Haliska Vienna running well?
Yeah, he finally came out tonight, and you know, he's a good greyhound. He was second to Cesarewicz, and if he pings the lead again, he'll make them all work.
Well, Dolores, trap 2 in the final couch trip.
I don't think 2 affect him too much. He likes the middle, but I just didn't think he ran as well tonight as what he can do. He came out of the traps and he actually moved wide. He doesn't normally do that. He normally goes straight up the track. And then down the back straight, I thought he just lost his action a little. So maybe he's just feeling some little niggle somewhere.
With moving customer on his immediate inside, he's bound to get a lot of room on the rails.
He's bound to get good room, and I don't think he's won out of trap 3 twice. So trap 2 isn't going to hinder him too much, and with a slow starter in trap 1, I think he's there to get a good run up on the inside. It all depends on how he's come out of the race tonight.
Fraser, top of the best, flying at the moment, and he's in trip 6 in the final.
Yeah, running well, the dog. I think that's his 7 races out of 16, and he's the youngest finalist, so that speaks for itself, isn't he? He's nearly a year but younger in the final, so he's done everything right. Delighted with the dog, does everything right.
He really is a powerful tracker.
Yeah, he is. He's learning too. Every race he's learning. Delighted to be there at one of our own. It's a pity he didn't draw trap 1. We'd have a big shout if he drew one. He's a genuine rail, but he wasn't just running through dogs on the inside. We changed to see it. But he showed that he can come through tonight on the inside. He came through on the 12 and 4 bend. If he just could get around without a belt, I think he'd run a hell of a big race.
Late managed to give him a tip tonight, I think, did he?
More than a tip. He just whacked him off. But I'm not blaming him. He had to do that. But it's probably the 4 that cost him a bit of ground because he never moved in. So he's inside me now. I don't know. I'll have to get to the bend in front of him.
Commentator Ian Fortune has been on the net and picked his bet.
Well, we've seen the trap draw, and my charity bet of €200 is going in 2 forecasts of €100. Trap 5 Late Show to beat number 1 Moving Customer, and Late Show to beat trap number 6 Top of the Best. My charity of choice is the Butterfly Children's Foundation. Let's just hope that my charity bet is more successful than the last one.
Next week, our main feature is the much anticipated final of the Euro Off-Track 600, worth $35,000 to the winner. For further information on Irish Greyhound racing, ownership and syndication, visit our website at www.igb.ie or email us at admin@igb.ie.